welcome to the Ninqueso Exploring Japan channel, where I am on a journey to find out everything I can about Japan, the people, the culture, and today about how tourists actually frustrate Japanese people. I've not been a tourist yet, so I feel I don't have to say sorry just yet. I'm sure hopefully one day I will do. But hopefully this video will give me an idea of how not to annoy people. I don't think I'm that annoying, apart from if you watch my YouTube stuff, then I'm probably well annoying. Anyway, so let us get ourselves comfortable and have a look just how tourists frustrate Japanese.
Actually, Japanese police are very polite and helpful, but it's definitely not a good idea to get on their bad side. So
that's the same with any kind of police, really. Especially in America. So I said nothing.
Oh, if the police stop you for any reason, it's super important to be polite and do what they tell you to do. Even if you...
That's just kind of like natural. Over here, I've never had really any trouble. Because if you do get stopped, I've been pulled over by the police before when I've been driving. So I was like, used to have a wrestling ring that I used to hire out for shows. And let's just say it was heavy. It might have been a bit too heavy for some of the vans that I had it in. And I did get stopped on probably about 2 or 3 times. Sort of with them going, you look like you're a bit overloaded. And I was always just like really polite. I used to like have these... I knew how much the ring weighed, although I didn't know how much it weighed with the extra stuff that was in there as well. And I'd always like reel out these numbers and be like really super polite with them. And they'd always just be like, oh, okay, just drive carefully and off you go.
You think it's weird that they just stopped you for no reason? Just do as they ask. And always make sure you have your passport with you.
I have heard
because
this.
They will definitely ask you for it. But the thing about police in Japan is that even if they stop you without a good reason, they will be really polite about it and will rarely be rude or forceful with you. If you want a good example of this, look at this video of an American man who had the cops called on him. He was playing his music really loud over his phone speaker, and the staff asked him many times to stop.
My. Why would you do that, though?
Another American customer came and then also tried to get him to stop too. Eventually, the police were called, and then when they came to deal with the situation, they were really polite and patient with him. And that's because most Japanese police officers are just trying to keep the peace as much as possible. Or maybe they noticed a Super Saiyan Vegeta card he was wearing around his neck and realized that they were messing with the real Super Saiyan.
Maybe that was the reason.
Everyone knows that.
Why would you be such a douche canoe, though, playing your music loud? It's like, look, headphones. This is what headphones are for. So you can listen to your music at any volume you want without disturbing other people.
That the trains are one of the most important places to respect and follow the rules. At least that's what I thought. Before and even after the pandemic, I've had many tourists push me and Mr. Eats out of the way to get on the train first to get a seat. Again, not every tourist does this, and some have been super kind and respectful. But this tiny box on wheels is definitely not a place you want to start breaking the rules.
No, you can get fined, can't you?
One of the that I personally seen some tourists break is skipping the line. If you didn't know...
But if there's a line, you just join it. That's what happens. Oh, look, there's a line there. Best get to the back of it.
So, lines are one of the holy rules of Japan. You'll see Japanese people lining up for everything like public transportation, events, and even best as meat barbecued pork ramen. So, don't be surprised if the locals get frustrated with you if you try to cut the line.
I would get frustrated with anyone that tried to cut the line as well. I've stormed out of a shop before because like someone cut into the line and the person on the till just was like totally fine with it. I was just like, there's like loads of people here. That's it. I'm not shopping here anymore.
Another thing to keep in mind.
You notice how I didn't say anything either, though. It's because I was like too grumpy, and if I'd said anything, it would have really been bad, and it would have been like not a good idea for me to interject my thoughts in that situation because I was in a lot of pain from my long COVID. I was standing in the queue, and I just wanted to go home, and I was just like, how can they just cut in like that? And like the cashier said nothing.
Is that the train is such a small place that most people are doing their best not to annoy or get in others' way.
Good.
That includes making sure their staff isn't blocking people. And of course, noise can be an issue on the train. Many Japanese people try to keep their noise level down because it can be really annoying for all the other passengers who are trapped in the train.
I hate it when I'm on the bus and there's someone on their phone. It's just like, just wait till you get off the bus, for crying out loud. Just text and be like, look, I'm on the bus. I'll talk to you when I get off.
With you. Many foreigners tend to speak in a louder volume in general than Japanese people. In fact, there were many times I was super impressed because Mr. Eats was talking so loud.
Oh yeah, by the way, the doctor said that the bleeding was from your concho, so, I mean, like, maybe we can use some lotion? Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Of course, not all foreigners or tourists are this loud. And I'm not saying that you can't talk on the train. But it's important to be mindful of how
just
loud
do it in
you
your
are, because most
quiet
Japanese
voice.
prefer a quiet train ride. Finally,
I do as
talking
well.
on the phone is a pretty big no-no in general. Of course, I've seen Japanese people.
To be fair, talking on the phone at any time I hate doing it. I just hate the phone. You know, if you want to get in contact with me, you best text.
Break this rule too, but many of them try to speak on the phone as quiet as possible and try to keep the conversation short.
See, I just wouldn't answer the phone on the bus. I just really wouldn't. Also, it's like I don't want other people hearing what I'm talking about.
On the other hand, I'm so surprised at how many tourists just FaceTiming in public.
Yeah, the doctor said everything's okay. It was just from the concho. It was just too hard. So I asked her to use some lotion. So, yeah. You want to say hi to my mom? Where are you going?
To be honest, I think the train is the most important place to follow the rules. But the trains aren't the only place where rules matter. Because if you break this next one, you could get thrown out of the restaurants.
Ooh.
Japan is home to so much delicious food and amazing restaurants. In fact, Tokyo, Kyoto, and Osaka rank in the top 5 cities with the most Michelin star restaurants in the world.
Nice.
We also showed how even American fast food restaurants are so much better in Japan in this video, but the rules matter here too. And here are a couple I think you should keep in mind.
Okay.
If a restaurant is really popular, you'll usually see a long line outside. And just like the trains, it's important to wait your turn
of course,
and not
of course.
but it's also super important to have everyone in your group wait together. It sucks for the other people waiting in line when suddenly 5 people jump in front of them because one of the members was holding the place. Another important rule
I don't have that many friends, so it's fine.
is not to take too long to eat. This might sound weird to some of you, but in Japan, we really try to be mindful of all other people who are waiting outside to eat too. After all, some Japanese customers before you ate quickly and left so that you could get the seat. Of course, if nobody's waiting to get in, there's
Then
no
it doesn't
problem
matter.
with you taking your time
Okay.
and enjoying your meal. Finally,
I mean, I'm not one to really like linger around in a restaurant anyway. You know, you're there to get your food, isn't you? Get about your business.
depends on the restaurant, but they might have some rules that you have to follow. Many buffet restaurants have time limits on how long you can
Yeah,
stay.
I've heard this
Other
actually.
places
I know, like the Pokemon Cafe, you get like 45 minutes of your booking. I'm pretty sure that's correct.
might make you to order at least one drink with your meal, but most tourists I see are pretty mindful when it comes to these things. So if you just keep them in mind, I'm sure you won't cause trouble for others. There was also an incident where 2 Chinese tourists were behaving so rudely that the staff told them to leave. According to the video, there was a 90-minute limit at the restaurant, and the woman refused to leave when the staff asked them. They also threw their shrimp shells on the floor
Oh
of
my.
the restaurant, which is insanely rude to do. But the lady said
Yeah.
that they were actually being discriminated against because they were Chinese tourists. Unfortunately, we don't have actual video of this incident happening, but it probably looked something like this.
That's not a shrimp. That's a bone.
Excuse me!
Yeah. Okay, you clean up later, okay?
I like the reenactments.
咩啦？
Yes, pissing off a restaurant owner definitely isn't something you want to do while you're here, but did you know you could get in trouble for something as simple as this? For someone who's never been to Japan, it
That's
definitely
me.
is a very unique and interesting place. You can see ultra modern and high-tech things coexisting with old traditional treasures. Of course, you'll want to make a picture of everything around you, the buildings, the people, and the food. But a huge mistake that many tourists make is taking a picture of wrong things. Unlike countries like America, where there is no expectation of privacy in public, Japan is different. Socially, it's generally seen as inappropriate and rude to take a photo of a stranger or their property without their permission. Especially in Kyoto, where a ban was enacted in 2019 that prohibits anyone from taking photos on private roads in the area called Gion. This place is famous for the traditional buildings, and sometimes you can see a real geisha or a Michael walking around. But the reason this ban was put in place was many tourists crowded around the geishas to try to take their picture or pull on their clothes. It became a safety
Why
and
would you
privacy
do that?
issue for them. So the city has warning. Anyone taking photos in the area without a permit will have to pay a fine of 10,000 yen. While Kyoto is the extreme case of this rule, it's generally not.
It's still like, why would you take a picture of a stranger anyway? I mean, just take pictures of like the scenery and stuff.
Very nice in Japan to take photos of random people or the inside of some shops without their permission. However, some shops and people don't mind their photo being taken as long as you ask them first. And in my experience,
and I've heard this before, and if they don't come out and just say, "Hey," then you can't do it. If they're a bit like, "Ooh," then it's just like, "Oh no, that's fine. I won't do it then."
people are usually more than okay with you taking photo as long as you ask for permission. Selfie sticks can also be a huge pain in the butt for Japanese people.
They're just annoying
if you've never
anyway.
been to Japan, you won't realize how small and crowded some of the public
Oh, it's
areas can be.
Nintendo World.
So when people
Super
use selfie
Nintendo
sticks,
Land.
they might get in other people's way, block the flow of traffic, or you might hit someone. Of course, it seems obvious that a selfie stick can be really annoying in a tight,
They just
crowded
are.
area, but that still doesn't stop some people from whipping it out and trying to grab a photo. Of course, you won't get arrested for your selfie stick, but there are some things that are highly illegal in Japan,
Okay.
but are okay in America.
Oh,
For
this is one of her other
did you know
videos.
it's actually illegal to sell Pokemon in Japan? I talked all about it in this.
I did know someone got fined for like, it's basically hacked Pokemon, isn't it? I've not seen that video, and it is on my list of things to react to, but I'm pretty sure what it is people selling hacked Pokemon. So like, if you go on eBay, you can find like level 100 shinies of Pokemon that people sell because they've got them from hack systems and stuff. And I know that's actually illegal in Japan, and someone got like arrested for it. But anyway, that was interesting. I think I'm pretty safe for most of those. And that was a video by Mrs. Eats, who I have reacted to before on this channel because I quite like her videos. And if you did enjoy their video, I will leave a link down in the description so you can go over and give their video a like. But if you did like my video, then please make sure you hit the like over here as well. And if you could leave a comment too, that really does help the channel out. And if you'd like to see more of my journey as I try to discover everything I can about Japan, then please hit that subscribe button. But until next time, just be nice to people. Bye.